Hello everybody, today I'm going to be talking to you about Christmas Day makeup, and I'm going to be concentrating on choosing a really nice red lipstick and a little bit of advice and tips that I've picked up along the way. Before we get onto the lips, I wanted to talk to you really about what to do with the base of your face. Now because lips, if we're choosing a red colour, whether it's a berry shade or a bright orange red or a pinky red, they are going to look quite bold in a way. So you want to make sure that your canvas is clear, if you like, and you want to make sure that they stand out and make sure that sort of all the other redness that you may have in your skin is completely toned down. Now I really recommend the Elizabeth Arden Sponge On foundation. Just open it. Comes in a really nice compact. You can get it from most department stores. You can also actually get it on the market at half the price. I've already got this on, but I'm just going to show you how I apply it, because although it comes with a sponge, the best way to apply foundation to make sure you get really even coverage, really good coverage, and that it stays put all day long is to use what's called a stippling brush. And this is what they look like. You can get these in Boots, Superdrug, any chemist nowadays. They're a little bit more expensive than your normal foundation brushes. So say normal foundation brushes you can get now for probably about £5. These are about 10, but they will last you a good few years. My earrings are just fallen out. And this is what they look like. So they're completely flat, like so. And what you do is you just get some foundation. You can use any type of foundation with this brush. I just prefer this because of the coverage. I'll come closer, and you just gently buff it into your skin like so. So use circular motions, and this makes sure that it gets into every single pore, gets rid of all your imperfections, just get a bit more. It's great for doing it around your nose as well. And like I say, applying makeup this way will make sure that it stays put much longer than if you're just wiping it on with your fingertips or a sponge, because if you think about it, you're just sort of laying it on your skin. With this you're working it into your skin so it's not going to budge. So that's the first step to Christmas Day makeup. Use a really good foundation that's going to last the day. Now a primer will also help with that. There's literally everyone does primers now, so it's entirely up to you whether you want it to match your skincare range that might be more expensive, or whether you just get sort of a chemist's own brand for a couple of £. To be fair, they all do the same sort of job. I've found a few of my favourites, which are, I like, there's 17, Boots 17 one, because that gives like really nice, quite thick coverage almost before you then apply your foundation, just so you get a really nice flat base. So make sure you've done that, and then the next thing to do is apply the lipstick. Now I've already got some on, which is by Max Factor, and it's Max Factor Lipfinity. Now I've chosen this because I've tried probably every lipstick that exists in the world, and this is the only one that stays put for hours and hours on end. It doesn't lose the colour pigmentation, it doesn't sort of bleed. You know, you get like a lipstick that comes from the outside of your lips. It's just fantastic. It doesn't crack or anything. So if you're wanting something long lasting, which I really recommend for Christmas Day, because you're not going to be bothered to apply it again, you're going to be way too busy or perhaps a little bit tipsy. So they are fantastic, and this will stay put the same colour, the same condition for probably a good 8 or 9 hours, especially with all the eating and drinking. So these are a great purchase, very underrated. There's about 20 odd different shades, and the one I've got on at the moment is 110, which is like a berry red. The other one of my favourites of theirs is number 130, and this is more of an orange red. So this is quite bright. I'll just put some on my hand. So that's this one here, so it's quite orange really. So if you're wanting something really bold, then choose that. So before I continue about the different types of lipsticks that you can get, the shade is the most important thing. And it kind of, well, it definitely depends on your skin tone and your hair colour for what suits you, but it can also, it's kind of like what you're wearing, what look you're going for, there's lots of things to consider. It's kind of not simple really. There's a lot of thought that needs to be put into it, but don't let that put you off. There's so many out there, but again, that's exciting, that's not daunting. So go down to your local chemist, department store, wherever you buy your lipsticks from, and start applying them on the back of your hand. And you will see straight away which looks good and which doesn't. You will have an eye. Even if you think you've got no idea about makeup, you'll be able to see what suits you and what doesn't. As a general rule of thumb, there are two sort of types of red lipstick. There are blue-red lipsticks, so this would fall under that category. They will be like your berries, these sorts of shades. And then there's the orange-red, which is like I've shown you on my hand, and like this one too. And the pinky tones will go into that area as well. And the rule is, if you have warm skin tones, then you need to go for the blue reds, the berry sort of shades, or there are sort of like pillar box reds that have just got a slight tint of blue to them. The oranges and pinks are better suited to people who've got cool undertones, so more olive skin tones. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that you're tanned or olive. It's to do with sort of, I think the best way to describe it is, trying to see if you can tell, so like on my wrist here, you'll be able to see clearly more than any area of your body whether you've got sort of like bits of pink underneath, which means you're warm, or whether there's more sort of golden tones. You will be able to tell if you look under the light and have a good examination. If you are really stuck, just ask someone at the cosmetic counter. You know, they're trained professionals. They'll know straight away by looking at you whether you're warm or cool toned. If you're really stuck and you daren't ask for advice, another way to tell is with gold and silver jewellery. So golds and rose golds are suited if you're warm, whereas if I'm warm toned, if I was to wear silver, it would just completely wash me out. So they suit better on the olive tones. Okay, so there's the red blues and the orange reds, and they're your two different areas that you need to look at, and then you've got a whole range of lipsticks to look at. So start though by testing on the back of your hand. Like I say, you'll be able to tell straight away. So for instance, I can see that this one and this one are a little bit too bright. They're making my skin look paler than it actually is, whereas that's sort of a balm, so you can't really see that. Whereas these two here, although personally I don't like them as much, I'm drawn to this colour. It's these that are complementing my skin tone because they're bringing out the natural pinky shades, and it's just complementing and working really well together. So you will be able to tell. Once you've whittled it down to maybe 3 or 4 and you still can't decide on the back of your hand, the next best tip is to try it on your fingertips. I know this sounds strange, but if you think about it, your lips are not the colour, your natural lips are not the colour of the back of your hand. However, your fingertips are always really pinky, and they're the most likely, can't get my words out, the most sort of, the closest comparison, shall I say, to your lips. So you want to test them on the back there. So you just get a little bit of lipstick, apply it on your fingertips while you're in boots or whatever, and you'll be able to see. So for me, that looks quite pinky, for example. I'll just get another one. Get the berry one. Whereas this seems to work much better, I think, on my skin. So try them on your fingertips and then you'll get an idea. So then, I guess there's a lot of things to consider, but it's exciting. Don't be daunted by it, because once you choose the right red lipstick for you, it will brighten up your entire outfit, your face, you'll feel more confident, and don't be afraid of whatever style or whatever age you are to wear them. So for instance, my mum is 69 and she's she's always a little bit wary of wearing lipsticks and colours that are sort of on trend, and at the moment she's always saying that she's too old to wear those sorts of shades, and I completely disagree, and we've been testing out colours and she's surprised. So please try not to get stuck in a rut. It's really easy to do. I do it myself most days of the year, but Christmas is a time to have some fun, and red lips is the way to do that. That's the difference you're going to make. Now we'll talk quickly about formulas. So there's a lot of matte and velvet lipsticks out there at the moment. I would recommend staying away from those. Unfortunately, in my experience, I think these look better on really, really young people. It does make a difference. For me, they look, makes my lips look quite dry and my face look quite flat. You can also go for glosses, but again, I think if you go for a really strong gloss, if you're older, so like I'm in my 30s, the older you get, they'll look a little bit tacky. So this is why, again, I love the Max Factor, which I've gotten at the moment. I'll come and show you in a second close up, because it's got an ever so slight sheen to it, and you apply a clear balm which comes with the lipstick on top, and it gives just a natural sheen, but it's not glittery, it's not glossy, it's certainly not matte or drying. It's just the perfect combination. So I'll show you close up. Okay, hopefully you can see that. If you are really, really, really nervous about wearing red lipstick though, there are balms and stains out there. Okay, so a stain, this one for example is by Revlon, excuse me, and it looks like a marker pen, and I'll just apply some on the back of my hand there. So that's this one here. And it is exactly what it says. It's a stain. It comes with a balm in case your lips get dry. These are fantastic stain power as well, but the colour pigmentation is not as strong. So whilst that looks really strong straight away, this does fade over the hours. But great if you're still not sure. And if you really don't brave the red lip, this will tempt you to try it perhaps next year. Get a lip balm that's tinted. This one by Number 7 is called a BB cream for your lips. So it's like giving you all the benefits of like looking after your lips and non-drying. And it's just a sheer colour. That's it there. Just blend it in. This one's like a pinky red, but there's about 5 or 6 different shades. And this is just a really nice neutral one if you really, really are unsure about the red lip. Okay, I hope that's helped. I'm now going to talk about the rest of the makeup because that's really important. So you don't want, so normally I wear quite bright blushes, for example, like this. If I was to apply pinks or reds, as you can see, against the lip already without it being on my face, it's too much, it's too overpowering. It's going to look like I'm a dressed up doll or something. And again, age shouldn't matter, but it does with makeup, and the older you do get, you can't really get away with things like that. If a 17-year-old was wearing bright pink everywhere, she'd probably look quite cool. But, you know, like I say, I'm in my 30s, it's going to look too much, too overdone. I'm getting bags now, I've got lines, you know, you need to sort of consider these things as you get on older. So, you do want a little bit of colour, but not much. So I recommend a bronzer. And again, this is something that most people of a certain age are steering clear of, and it's just about picking the right one. Now, to save you some time, I have tried literally every bronzer that is out there, and the best one by far is by The Body Shop, and it comes in about 4 or 5 different shades. I've got number 4, which is quite dark really, and this is what it looks like. It's matte. There's no shimmer. It looks so natural. It sculpts your cheeks beautifully. I'll show you how in a minute. And it's the perfect golden natural tan colour to go with red lips, because some are sparkly, it's going to look too much. Some have got like pinks in them. Again, it's going to clash with the red. So you want to get the Body Shop's bronzer. You can use any brush to apply bronzer. I love this one. This is by Eco Tools in Boots, but you can get them pretty much anywhere. And It's so soft, but it's the shape that I'm wanting to achieve, because whilst you'd put blusher here in the apples of your cheeks, you're wanting the bronzer to be sort of more on your cheekbones and sculptured. So I'll show you how. So you just get a little bit here and apply like so. Suck in like this. And that's all you do. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more. If you haven't got one of these brushes, it doesn't matter, just have a normal brush on you and just use it in this sort of angle, because what you're trying to do is it sort of slims your face, it sculpts your face, and like I say, the colour with red lipstick, no matter what tone, whether it's an orange, whether it's a berry, it just looks beautiful. So hopefully you can see the difference there. Hopefully. The lighting isn't fantastic, and I'll just apply some on the other side now. So like I said, I'm just using this brush just to demonstrate where you'd apply it. You're not going under here, you're not going in the apples of your cheeks, you're almost going this sort of area. But this bronzer will just look fantastic on anyone, trust me. I've tried it on all sorts of skin tones, hair colours, outfits, ages. It's just perfect. Okay, so that's that done. If you want a little bit of sparkle, some people like it, some hate it. My mum hates it. She's convinced that glitter and sparkle, she's too old for it. But there's so many different things out there. And again, the best one is by MAC. And this is called Soft and Gentle. And it's just a really, let's bring it closer, gives a really nice sheen. I'll just apply some to my fingers. So it's just a really nice effect. So you can use this with your fingertips and you just apply it here. You can apply some down your nose, that's a tip to slim your face apparently. And just under here. And you can do a little bit under there. And again, this is just going to make your red lips just pop out really, really nicely. There's no glitter, no sparkle, it's just a really nice highlighting effect once you've done your bronzer, so hopefully you can see that there. And then finally, eyes. You want to keep these really, really neutral. So my favourite look with a red lip is just simple black eyeliner with a little flick, which is what I've got at the moment. So I've just applied a little bit here and then gone up a bit, and then I'd apply my mascara. If you do want to use some eyeshadows, go for like a soft smoky look, and you don't want to go too dark. If you're using blacks or browns and you've got red lips, you're going to look awful no matter how beautiful you are, no matter what age, no matter what outfit. It's not going to work. I adore these Maybelline. They're called Colour Tattoo 24 Hour, and they're like a creamy eyeshadow, and they look shimmery but they're not. There's like a pomegranate colour one, which is my favourite, plummy. There's a nice classic black and a really nice one called Permanent Taupe, like so. And you can apply this with a brush, with your fingertips. I'll just get some on the back of my hand here. And you can, didn't get much there. You can see it there. So it's a really nice cream. You can, the more you rub it in, the weaker it goes. So you could just apply a little bit of that. But I find that it really doesn't work with a red lip. I've tried it. I've tried sort of just getting a little brush like so and applying a little bit underneath. I'll show you, in fact, then you can see the difference. I'll just get a little bit of the black and I'll mix it with the plum, and I'll just apply, just move this underneath like so, and I'll apply really, really quickly, just a little bit up there. The beauty of these eyeshadows is that you can just blend, blend, blend. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake. Okay, so I've done that really, really rough and quick. But hopefully you can see that I've started to get... Oh, another earrings has fallen out. You can start to see that I've got quite a heavy look. So this side, all you can see is like your cheeks and your lips, and it's a nice party look. This side, you can see the eyeliner here and here, it's all quite heavy, and you don't know whether to focus on the bold lip or the bold eye, and it's just too much. If you really love your eyes smoky and you don't go for a berry or a red lip, then do all your eyes like so and keep your lips natural, almost nothing on them, maybe just a bit of Vaseline or something. Keep them completely bare, because personally I think it's too much. It can make you look really tired, it looks really overdone. So the rule is bold lips, simple eyes, or vice versa. And the only other thing I was going to talk about is brows, really, because again this is something that I think should be quite a strong look with red lips. And luckily I have a fringe, so you can't really see mine. There's loads of brow kits out there, from high-end, really expensive ones to quite cheap ones for a couple of pounds. Most brands do them now, and they really are worth it. I've been teaching my mum how to fill in her brows. She had quite thick brows, but she was losing the arch a little bit, and she said they just weren't how they used to be. So I've been teaching her how to do it, and now she loves it. It really makes a difference. I'm just going to show you very quickly. So the one I'm using is from Superdrug. It's a Superdrug owned brand called Look, from the Look magazine, and all the little bits and pieces are missing for now, but you get like brushes and tweezers and things. You can get loads of different powders. So you're going to get black, the dark brown, which I often use. You can mix and match so you can get the right shade for you. It also comes with loads of different stencils. I think there's about 9 different stencils and a step-by-step guide, and you simply apply whichever stencil you think suits you best, and you fill it in. Now I've got my brows as I like them. I'm not really going to rely on a stencil, but they're great for first time users. So you get a little brush like so. One of them comes in the pack like this, and then you just swirl the powder, and I'm just going to have to use my mirror whilst we do this. And can you see? What we want to do is we want to just find your natural arch, which for me it's here, and you're going to draw soft, quick strokes up to that arch and down again, and you go back over the hair. It's going to look a little bit messy to begin with, but that's because we want everything covered. You then get a little bit more, and then I'm going to go from the arch down, straight down like so. Okay, and then you can start to smooth it over. It also comes with some setting gel, like a little brow clear mascara thing. And then the end, you want to get quite a square look, but not too square. So all I do is hold my brush like so, and do a few strokes up, and bend like so. So it looks quite dramatic there with my hair like that. But as you can see, this hasn't got anything on. That's just my natural brow. And then when you add just a little bit like so, probably look better if I took my hair back, then it makes your brows stand out, and it makes your lips stand out, and it's just a really nice look. So they're my main tips. So I hope you have some luck in finding the right red lipstick, and it's exciting. Don't look at it as daunting. I was daunted at first because there's far too many to choose from, but just try on the back of your hand, have an idea of what works or what doesn't. I can see the pinky tones don't do much for me. This one works. And then apply them to your fingertips to get a real feel for how they're going to look on your face, and just play around with them and have fun and enjoy Christmas. And I hope that my tips have helped you. Bye.